Hello everyone, welcome back to GGN. This is part 2 for today for Friday, September 20th, 2013. I'm Darko. My website has been ggnonline.net. On YouTube, my channels have been ddarko2012, ddarko2013. Just want to clear this issue up because I get many people that will comment about euthanasia and say, well, I'm for it, Darko, like as if I don't get the bigger picture here. I'm all for whatever. I mean, when it comes down to it, guys, whether it's abortion, it's homosexuality, it's euthanasia, I honestly don't care what other people do. I mean, they're going to do it anyways. I'm not for laws that allow something or ban it. I'm simply stating my own personal gut instinct that tells me things that we should not condone and things that we should possibly not hold up to basically a high esteem and call it equality and tolerance when they're a small minority of people that actually do it. Because by using the whole equality and tolerance thing or tactics, you're kind of making it fashionable and trendy, so people who would otherwise not go that direction are going to do it. With contraceptives, it's like, I'm not religious, so I don't really, I'm not really for contraceptives, but not because of the church said so, but because to me it basically says, well, having sex is not for reproduction, but it's for, basically your own, it's like I said before, it's like group masturbation, basically. And, as far as abortions and that go, it's just basically saying that, well, again, my rights, equality and tolerance and freedom and liberty, it's basically saying, what? It was unplanned pregnancy, but they call it planned pregnancy, Planned Parenthood. So when people say, well, these are wedge issues or these are non-issues, Darko, you should move on to more important things, the way I think of is our society has been basically under attack for a while, and I've mentioned this many times before. It's not that I think that these issues, these people that do this are sinners and they're going to hell. I think that there's a certain natural order and a way to live with nature and stuff. And you are going to have some abnormalities, whatever, or like I've mentioned before, as far as how some of the natives, Sioux, viewed homosexuals. They were very rare, but they were looked at as highly spiritual beings. It's like I said before, I don't think that if we're in the situation we're in, where I think we're in I use the analogy as hellhole, we're in a cesspool, right, a moral cesspool. So I don't think that there's that many, it's because there's so many moral, highly spiritual beings here. I think it's because people are getting hoodwinked into something that has physical, psychological effects for controlling the masses of people. So I have to live in this society like other people. I don't hate these individuals. I hate the tactics that are being used to make this place a shithole for all the rest of us. Then if they use those people as lemmings, then yes, I have to address that issue. So as far as euthanasia goes, I don't really care if people kill themselves or want to get off this, like I said, shithole. But the reason that they push for it, and they've been pushing for it recently, and you wouldn't even make the connection, right? None of the alternative media is making a connection between assisted suicide push by the establishment and the Navy Yard shooting. Oh, it's not about guns. Oh, all of a sudden now it's not about guns. It's about mental illness. So how do we fix that? He needs treatment. How is he going to get treated? Well, pharmaceuticals and assisted suicide. So, and while we're at it, why don't we just go ahead and harvest his organs? I've actually written a screenplay about it, a whole screenplay about harvesting organs and doing it through a UN charter of assisted suicide, where they basically coax people into signing assisted suicide letters, and they get a bunch of credits that they go to their poor, impoverished families in the future. And of course, you can give a one-time donation of an organ and get credits as well. So ultimately, I think there is no resistance to what's happening. There's no resistance to this because people don't identify as anything. Let everybody just do whatever they want to do. Well, that's fine. Like I said, I don't really agree in laws and banning stuff, but I think people should be free enough, outside civilization, which is an artificial creation, right? I think people should be able to live freely into groups that they want to live with certain ideologies. then there will be actual resistance to what's happening. So hopefully that cleared it for all of my videos that I've made, what I actually believe and think. Prosecute pro-life websites that provide ambiguous abortion info. So French government should create an official website to provide women with correct information about abortion and consider expanding the law to allow criminal prosecutions against websites that provide information on abortion from a pro-life perspective, says a new report by the French High Council for Equality, Women and Men. Pop star Gomez cancels Russia shows over anti-gay visa, so her mind control compadre and probably a Kabbalist, Madonna, did the same thing, right? It's trendy to do that. Oh, I'm protest. I'm not going to bring my shit music into your country. You know, where I'm not going to participate in the Olympics because you're not tolerant of me. Well, wait a minute. I'm not being tolerant of your culture. Well, so I guess I'm intolerant. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. U.S. teen idol, so Selena Gomez has canceled 2 shows in Russia because she failed to obtain visa under new rules introduced after stars such as Madonna used concerts to promote gay rights. Russia says they will defend national identity based on religious values, so again, I'm not for religion, just for own spiritual values, whatever. People will lose their human dignity without values enshrined in Christianity. Again, I don't support that. It's organized spirituality, politicized, right? Other world religions without moral standards that have taken millennia to take shape. We do not believe that it's natural and appropriate to defend those values. Any minority deserves respect for its distinctive identity, but the rights of the majority must not be questioned, says Putin in a meeting. Was he just saying this because he's a shill put there by somebody because he thinks they know this is what the people want to hear, or does he actually believe this? That's why I say Russia's an enigma. He believes that Russia can't move forward without cultural and national self-determination, i.e. they can't create unity. Otherwise, the country won't be able to respond to external or internal challenges. Policies are pursued that put large families and same-sex partnerships in the same category. Belief in God and belief in Satan. Excesses of political correctness reach the point where there are serious discussions on the registration of parties that have propaganda pedophilia as their objective. People in many European countries are ashamed and afraid of speaking about their religion. Holidays are abolished or given other names. It says an aggressive attempts are made to force this model on the rest of the world. It says this is a direct path to degradation, primitiveness, to deep demographic and moral crisis. Of course, they have to throw the primitiveness because they're authority, just like religion and the state. It shouldn't come from them. So the rest, I think, is true. Italy's anti-homophobia law expected to come up for vote this week from September 17th, 2013. Proposed law banning expressions of homophobia returned to the House of Deputies this afternoon. So they're predicting it to come to vote and get passed. So the bill is being opposed by pro-life and pro-family voices who warn that it poses a significant threat to freedom of speech and is designed to pave the way for gay marriage. And this is a good example of, it's the left and the right, right? Actually, people in America, brainwashed Americans call France, they're weak, they're cowards, quitters, and they're leftist socialists. Well, why are they leftist socialists and they're even though they pass these bills, I know why they're being passed. They divide the nation, but there's many. I would bet if you go throughout France, you probably get a lot of opposition to this stuff. Like recently, these child pageants, they basically wanted to ban them. Then, of course, there was large turnouts against the abortion bills. There's large turnouts against the gay marriage bill. They do this as an assault, right? Like this is the best example that I can say for what I was saying in the beginning of the video. It's an assault on their culture to divide them so that they can be conquered. Then you have Pope Francis, right? The purveyor of organized spirituality, saying gays and abortion too much of Catholic Church's obsession. So pretty much, for the most part, I agree with him. So lay off gays and abortion. So he calls the people small-minded. He critiques people who focus too much on tradition, who want to go to the time in the past that does not exist anymore. So I find that kind of funny because this is the same authoritative institution that was burning people at the stake at behests of the kingdom and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put too much credit in what they're saying. He reminds people that thinking with the church in obedience does not just mean thinking with the hierarchy, that the church is a lot bigger than its hierarchy. So read the enraged complaints people sent to the FCC about Miley Cyrus's VMA performance. Had I wanted my family to see a hooker perform a live sex show, I would have taken her to Tijuana, complained one. So it says there are serious complaints, mainly by parents, but some are also hilariously worded. They also said that I remember I didn't actually watch the video, but someone that did said that the younger people were laughing or cheering when she did whatever that she did, and basically that the symbols that were used was that she was basically getting crowned, in acceptance for this what people refer to as Illuminati, which is to take masses of people, young people that she's groomed into their hands, so to be exploited and controlled and all that. And she's wearing her little devil horns. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis stroll hand in hand. And when I say devil horns, I think it's beyond that. I do believe in aliens, and I think that they're actually a type of horns that certain species wear. So it sounds kind of outlandish, but I think that's what it is, what it really represents. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis stroll hand in hand after attending the Israel funeral of Kabbalah chief. So there you go. Oh, it's just entertainment, Darko. It's art. These are icons. These are stars. Ohio cop was caught waving a taser at a handcuffed family. And this is in Washington. So they're investigating the conduct after footage surfaced online of him waving his taser at two people already handcuffed on the ground and seemingly grabbing a teenage boy during a traffic stop. You've probably seen this story before. SWAT team fatally shoots blind and deaf 107-year-old Arkansas man. So he brandished a weapon at two people inside the house. So officers escorted the threatened pair from the home, and they tried to get him out of there, I guess, and he wouldn't come out. So it's like the SWAT team released gas into his room and returned fire, fatally shooting Isidore. Again, this is how it is now. It's just shoot now, ask questions later. The people that were in there came out safely. They could have just waited for him, surrounded until, like they said, it was nap time, and then went in there. But they had to be Mr. Gung-Ho, like on the television, I guess. But to serve and protect, they're serving and protecting the property values is what they're doing. They're protecting the fraternal order of police. Cop put 10 bullets in unarmed man. Police, you've seen this before. Officer Randall Carrick charged with voluntary manslaughter. So accused of shooting an unarmed man in Charlotte. Didn't just fire at him. He fired 12 times, hitting him with those 10 shots. So I think he was actually going up looking for help after an accident. Police run over and kill man for seatbelt violation. So that's what they say. But I saw all the mug shots, and you go to the article. The guy had like 20 mug shots. So the police were probably obviously aware of this guy. And me personally, I don't agree with the existence and the legitimacy of police, let alone the state. So, I don't condone what he's doing, but I don't like how the alternative media, especially on Infowars, I come across this a lot, where they're turning these suspects into victims. But for whatever it's worth, the guy he knew exactly what he was doing. You know what I mean? The way he drives, he was going to kill that guy. So, scientists find deadline for evacuating Earth. So it says we have between 1.75 billion and 3.25 billion years until this place is too hot to live. They estimate the rising temperatures will make the Earth completely uninhabitable in that time. So the study is based off the concept of the Goldilocks zone, the band of space around each star that is theoretically the right temperature to support life. So as stars naturally get hotter over their life cycles as the sun does, the Earth will cease to be in the zone. Get this, Mars on the other hand will be more comfortable than ever, so if humanity still exists by then, it should make for the red planet, which is why they're making it go. But here's the kicker. I watched this video. It was actually Coast to Coast with Jay Widener, talking about basically these Aryan people, these tall Aryans that are sensitive to light. Back to the time of Sumer. Where did these people come with all this technology? Well, the last time, it's like every 60,000 years there's a cycle of mass coronal ejections where they leave the Earth. They use all the people, us as slaves, to build up all the technology, keep it hidden from us the way they do it, and then they leave and they take off to Mars, and they actually live underground in Mars. And when they come back, they have everything set up. And supposedly this is supposed to be taking place soon, so I don't think it's going to be billions of years. Life on Mars, hopes fade after rover findings. So no life on Mars, even though they keep telling us that there is, right? It's funny because that individual, Jay Widener, was saying that these people are defying the natural laws or orders of the universe, of the omniverse, because they're supposed to just die like all the rest of us, not to go and hightail somewhere else. So But supposedly they're already there, they're gone, and they're concerned about us coming hunting them down. Thank you.